Get out of your own way. Hi guys, welcome to today's video. If you're new here, I'm Caitlin. Thanks for clicking. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So on today's video, I'm basically telling you how to get out of your own damn way. Okay, so basically I have a lot of thoughts on how we are all literally in our own way. Like if you have a problem, it's honestly probably yourself. In so many ways. You create scenarios in your head or you're in denial. There's always something and a reason why we're not achieving our goals, you know? Or maybe it's not that we're not achieving our goals. We just don't feel happy. We don't feel fulfilled. We don't find our purpose. We're getting distracted. Well, the answer is you. Can you believe that? So one thing that I feel really passionate about is letting go of control. So I am at my core a control freak. Maybe not as intense as some of other people that I know. I always find myself kind of wanting to control situations. I find myself always putting in all this hard work. Like, why isn't this working out for me? I put in all this hard work. I'm a hard worker. It should come to me. Girl, that's your first problem. We are so focused and we're in this society, in this culture almost, where like if you're not hustling, you ain't doing. Which in some ways, of course that's true. Like you can't just like sit around at home and be like, nothing's working out for me. But I'm talking about that inner work. Okay, so instead of like I'm at the gym, hard worker, I must get all these things, they should just come to me. Why don't we do some reflection? Hard work, that's not it. Things don't have to come to you difficultly, you know? It can be an easier process once you just look in the right places. The problem with the culture that we're in, fast paced, low attention span, no patience, comparing, this, you finally are content with this bubble and then you're like, oh no, actually this other person is doing this. Literally, I don't even know what I like anymore because I have been exposed to so many things. So social media is good and bad. You're exposed to all these things and you're exposed to a life that you could live. Maybe that you can find your fulfillment there, right? But then what you thought you liked, you actually don't like. So it's like good and bad, give and take. You gotta have some balance because otherwise we are in this cycle. Slippery slope of comparison and feeling unfulfilled when maybe you actually aren't. Or vice versa, feeling fulfilled and maybe you actually aren't. You ever think about that? Do you convince yourself that you're fulfilled and deep down you know there's a different purpose for you? There's other things for you? Maybe that person, friend, relationship that you've been having is based on comfortability, the comfort zone. You're scared of being alone. That shit hits hard. So that's my point though. Those big things, those underlying things that might be being the source of unhappiness or your relationship with yourself, those might be the sources of the unhappiness. It might not be all these other things that you're like hustle, must achieve. Girl, you are gonna achieve these things. It doesn't matter if you don't have that other stuff figured out. If you're in a miserable relationship with a friend, with yourself, with a significant other, those materialistic things will not help you. Look back right now. Think of something that you achieved, a materialistic thing. Did it actually bring you that much happiness? No, because we always want the next thing. You need to start aligning yourself with what you want. It's not just the hustle, okay? You need to align yourself with the things you want. Not hustle, no result. That's how you get burned out, okay? Because no matter what you do, you're gonna want the next thing. That's hustle culture. We weren't born to just hustle, okay? If you wanna be Steve Jobs, sure, fine, I literally don't care. But if you're a normal human being who wants a little bit of more self-fulfillment, did you hear what I just said? Self-fulfillment. That's me, myself, and I, okay? Will you be happy if that person is no longer in your life? Are you codependent on them? See, that's where it's at. So those things that you don't trust yourself with, those reveal the wounds that you are carrying, the things that you probably need to be healed. Been there, done that. It's horrible. Like I was saying, side note, once you're aligned, not hustle, that's when you have self-discovery. That's when you start feeling and knowing and you hear that voice of things that are calling you. Not the things that drain you. I experienced that a lot. I was in college. I thought I liked going out and, you know, doing all these things, but I always had hesitations, you know? I was always kind of like, I'll kind of go, but I don't really want to. And then I would have fun most times. Like, I can be fun. Duh, you know, hopefully. But deep down, I know that shit ain't for me, you know? That shit ain't for me. And now I'm finally, like, in my own lane and aligned with me that I don't give a flying fuck about people who are like, you don't want to go out. Thank you. Thanks for noticing. Thanks. And then once you're avoiding burnout, you're in alignment, you're not just hustle, hustle, hustle. That's when you start getting energized by the work that you are doing. So like right now, I'm filming all these YouTube videos. I like YouTube, I like content, I like social media, blah, blah, blah. I'm not burnt out at all. Like about this, maybe other things, but not this, okay? It's because this energizes me. Like you don't need to go doing things that are draining you. If your day-to-day life, if 50%, more than 50% of your life is draining you, you are doing the wrong thing, guys. You were not put on this earth to fucking suffer. For what reason? To have $10,000 more than the next person? It's just stupid, okay? Quit making yourself miserable and just face the shit that you know is there. You know that job isn't meant for you. You know that friend is toxic. You know that partner is living in the past and you're living in the present. You know that person's dragging you down. You know it, you just don't admit it to yourself. And if you maybe don't want to cut that person out, have a conversation, you know, set boundaries, fix things, kind of like tell them where you're at and let them follow you, or leave them in the dust. It doesn't have to be this brutal situation, but I'm tired of seeing people being dragged down by situations that we all know are not meant for them. Whether that's the things you do in your free time, whether that's a person, whether that's a place, whether that's a thing. We all know those little things that are drainers, and you just don't want to admit it because you want to fit in, you want to be comfortable, you're scared of being alone. That's probably one of them. So with that, like I was saying, you want to be energized, guys. You don't want to come home every day and that drains your energy. You don't want to be hanging out with friends and you feel drained. Obviously, if you're like just socially drained, that's fine, but you want to be energized by the majority of your day. It's not realistic just to necessarily quit a job, but I'm saying like start aligning yourself with your future. You're not going to always be with that job. Take those steps for searching for new ones, you know, set yourself up for some success, but you are not meant to suffer. We are all so focused on the underdog stories. They make us feel good. We're so excited, but we weren't meant to just all suffer to succeed. That's just not how it should be. Although an underdog story is cool, because hopefully I'm gonna be an underdog, you know? Like little, she came from nothing kind of thing, even though I didn't come from nothing. But that's not the only way you achieve. You can still succeed even if you came from something, you know? So with that, once you start finding yourself and your alignment and your energizingness situation, energy, then that's when you start getting into a state of flow. You are actively making these decisions, knowing that you are aligned with yourself. You know, you wanna go to the gym, you want more for yourself. You want to be in a state of flow and you just don't know how to get there. Alignment, guys. Deal with those foundational problems that you have. Let's just call myself out here, okay? I was extremely unaware of emotions and mental health. That has cracked open Pandora's box, which was scared. I was in a fear-based mindset. I didn't want to look around the corner for the shit I didn't know, because I didn't know that shit. So I was like, oh, no thank you. Let's just pretend on that I'm good. But we all know I wasn't good, okay? So if you're in that same position, take a step forward, okay? Go to therapy, talk to someone, remove that person, have that hard conversation, quit that job, something. Don't just keep living your life if you know you're unfulfilled. But some of you might be fulfilled, you know, that's cool, good for you. So once you enter that state of flow, you start stepping in those right directions, and then things come naturally and easier to you, and you're finally like, wow, all these things are aligning because I got out all that fucking shit. If the foundation is bad, you're gonna crumble. What makes you think you're gonna succeed with a bad foundation? And what is your definition of success? Is it getting all this money? So you're miserable in your day-to-day life. You think a car is going to make you happy? No, it's not. It'll make you look bougie driving place to place while you're miserable. See, I want a good car, so that's why I'm using that reference. But I need to do the inner work before I reward myself with a nice car, because I don't even want the fucking car, because it's just gonna distract me and then I'm gonna forget about all this other stuff I should probably be doing. And then in a couple years, I'll be riding in that Defender, Bronco, something bougie. I just really want a sunroof, you know. Anyways, that's off topic. So get out of your own way. All that limiting beliefs, self-sabotage, the already toxic things that you know are there, delete, cancel. And then you're gonna go through it and you're gonna be like, wow. If you've been miserable for the past 5 years, what are the things that you've been doing? Okay, what mindsets are you stuck in? Do you wanna keep feeling like that? Delete, guys. This 5 years, you still have so much left. So much left. I'll call myself out again. My boyfriend and I have been together for 7 years, right? We both have experienced things, and we've had hard conversations on how to be aligned with the people we want to be, not just stuck in our high school ways, our old ways. If you're not having those conversations, how are you going to grow? You want to grow with each other or grow independently, not holding each other back. And you have to be honest. Who and what is holding you back right now? Crickets. Just think on it. You don't have to discover it necessarily right now. So another thing I really want to touch on is the fear mindset. I kind of mentioned that earlier, but fear is the worst. You're scared about what's around the corner. You don't want to know. There is a fear of the unknown for a reason, because it is not familiar. I still don't know what the hell my future holds, you know? And that's why everything kind of happens for a reason, because in due time things will start happening for you based on when you're ready. Like my YouTube videos, I put them out there. I never know when one is gonna ever blow up. I'm assuming eventually I will finally become monetized on YouTube, right? Because it's a passion of mine. I'm in flow. I don't really care what y'all think. I care about the people that I'm helping. And from there, once I'm finally confident and in alignment with that self and that image, eventually something will happen, right? Because I kind of got over the fear. Like if you're talking shit about me, that reflects way more about you than it does me, and I truly believe that. I used to say that, like, oh, that's the haters gonna hate, and then deep down I'm like, they hate me. You know, I don't really give a flying fear. That is difficult. However, most likely you are self-sabotaging yourself. You're too scared for what? For no reason. For life, for growing. This is what life is. Life is challenges. Think back. How many things have you overcome? Girl, it's gonna happen again. So why don't you just be allowing these things to happen? Like, you know, shit happens. So be okay with shit happening. At least a little bit, you know? Like you pop a tire, it's not the end of the world. You can probably figure it out. Like the world doesn't hate you just because you popped your tire. So the big thing that I like to talk about or think about with myself is self-sabotage. We love her. We love her. She happens often. She's a reoccurring thing in my life. So like through journaling, I've been able to look back and see, like, I was literally self-sabotaging myself. Like, so-and-so, we get in a fight and I convince myself that I'm like horrible, you know, or you get like anxiety and you're overthinking a situation, blah, 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 blah. I'm always trying to like level up, but deep down I wasn't leveling up because I was holding myself back. How do you level up when you can't even deal with the basics? Hard shit, guys. So that's what I would like to call self-sabotage, like convincing yourself of something that isn't actually there, or focusing on this because you know this is actually wrong, so you're kind of like self-sabotaging yourself. So overall, I want everyone to be fulfilled, and through this work you can find your fulfillment, you can find your alignment. I don't really like always using the word purpose because your purpose will probably always change, but you want to be aligned and attract what attracts you, you know, like the things that you like, the things that you gravitate towards. If you're always consuming all these vlogs and all these reality shows and living vicariously through people, that means you have more inside of you. That means you see something more for yourself. You don't see yourself just sitting at home or sitting at a desk or doing nothing. You see yourself thriving and living like those people who you love and live vicariously through. So find yourself that fulfillment and try to become aligned with yourself, and that's where we all start moving in the right direction. You don't have to focus on what society says. You don't have to hustle. It doesn't have to be the hardest thing ever to just kind of deal with the basics. So basically, I want all of you guys to get out of your own way so you can start actually living life. That's what we're meant here to do. We don't need to be self-sabotaging, overthinking, and ignoring the toxicity that might be in our life. You can do it. Get out of your own way, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you made it this far, just like and subscribe, please. Thank you.